So there's zero camera news, but I do have an idea. So a huge part of my channel is going over the camera news and talking about the latest and greatest cameras. And do we really need such a thing? And when I ask do we need such a thing, I don't mean do we need my channel. I mean, probably not, but I mean, do we need the latest and greatest cameras? And in order to test this out, I decided to put up my EOS R against my Sony a7S III. So one challenge I can already foresee is I shoot S-Log3 on my Sony a7S III, and I shoot Canon log on my EOS R. And I'm thinking that it might be kind of hard to color grade those and match them up. I know even in the studio, it's kind of hard to match them up. But we will see, and if everything's been working properly, then you've already seen them go back and forth already. And if it's a total disaster, then I'll probably just scrap this entire video idea. Or I don't know, maybe I'll post it anyways, because like I said before, there's no camera news. The other thing I can anticipate is the low light performance of the Canon EOS R3 being a problem, especially because I'm starting to lose some daylight. So if anything happens and I have to, then I will actually just switch back to my Sony a7S III and finish out the video. Oh shit, don't know what that was. I think it was just a rabbit. Ooh, it scared the hell out of me. My rabbits, they bite around here. I'm not just a little bitch. They're actually very dangerous rabbits. They're the size of small bears. So the reason I wanted to make this video, besides the fact that, you know, there's no camera news, is that I get very caught up with covering the news, of always seeing the latest and greatest cameras, the latest and greatest lenses, and I keep thinking that that's gonna make me quote unquote better. And I a lot of times will forget to actually just get out and use what I have and develop my skills, which are probably a lot more important, or actually not even arguably, they're way more important than the gear that you have. I find it kind of easy to sit in a studio and just kind of make the same old videos, and not that I don't enjoy making those videos and plan on continuing to make those videos, but what I do find when I'm sitting in the studio all the time is I start to forget a lot of the things that I've learned. And when I do get a call to actually make money with my camera, because I'm not a full-time person who makes money with my camera, but I have made money with my camera before, that I realize maybe my skills haven't developed any further than what they have been, and I'm not making myself any more valuable to the clients that I do have. And so I actually start to get more anxiety about, okay, do I even remember how to make the videos that I used to make in the past when I was traveling more, or when I was, vlogging more. So there's a selfish reason for me to come out to the park, besides all the other selfish reasons like, wanting likes and subscribes, and you should go do that. Now, one thing that is going for the Canon EOS R is that I probably have a better lens, or what most people would consider a better lens on this camera. I have the 15-35 2.8 RF lens, and that's a really awesome lens, and I was very disappointed when I got the Sony a7S III that I could not find an equivalent lens. I got the Tamron 17-28, but it just doesn't quite compare. But I did want to go ahead and go to Sony. Not completely, I'm not sold any of my Canon gear, and it wasn't because I really disliked Canon. It was because I felt like I really needed to upgrade, or at least I really wanted to upgrade. And when it came down to it, it didn't feel like to me that the R5 had as much of what I wanted in a camera. I was really looking for something that would be extremely reliable in the heat, for one thing, because I like to travel to Vietnam, where my wife is from, and I wanted a camera that I could really use in the heat. I wanted a camera that had really good dynamic range, as well as great low light capabilities. So those were really important to me, and I just didn't feel like the R5, even though 8K and the picture quality looked absolutely insane, I just didn't really necessarily feel like a guy should, you know, walk on the bridge right next to me. I just really didn't feel like the R5 did as much of what I was actually wanting out of a camera. But hey, maybe I didn't even need to upgrade, and maybe, you know, I just kind of got sold a bill of goods because I'm always following the camera news. Maybe I just, you know, really bought into the fact that I needed a new camera, and maybe the Canon EOS R was everything I ever wanted in a camera. So this right here is the Sony a7S III. I'm going to be testing that dual native ISO because it's getting pretty dark. I can actually see in the monitor, it looks brighter on the screen than I can see with my eyes. So if this is actually holding up, it's pretty legit. You know, it's too legit to quit. Hey, I'm going to get a copyright strike now. But I'm wrapping up this video pretty fast, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Right here, standing in this spot, is where I started my channel, and I didn't exactly know what I was going to do with my channel. For a long time I wanted to make a travel YouTube channel because my wife is from Vietnam. I wanted to be able to travel back and forth, and there was always a part of me that thought every time I went to Vietnam was like, I wish my family and my friends could experience this place. And that really inspired me to get into cameras in the first place, was because I wanted to be able to share my experience at places that I knew I was just lucky to be able to see, and a lot of people maybe would never see. And so I really wanted to share my experience and be a good storyteller in that way. But then, you know, the world situation happened, and now I have, you know, a 2.5-month-old. He's going up on 3 months old right now. So I don't see necessarily travel in my near future. But I do want to be able to get out in the field and sharpen my skills and know that it's not necessarily just the camera, and teach people it's not necessarily just the camera. But that's my message for today. I hope you've liked this video. I know it's a little different pacing from my usual videos. And if you have liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Until next time.